Did you know your garden can be both beautiful and bountiful? Welcome to the fascinating world of edible landscapes where aesthetics and productivity intertwine in the most delightful ways. Picture this, a garden that not only captivates with its vibrant colors and diverse textures, but also provides a sustainable source of fresh, organic produce. It's a place where roses and raspberries coexist, where sunflowers tower above a patch of strawberries, where the ornamental and the edible merge to create a truly living landscape. This is not a fantasy. This is the concept of edible landscaping, an approach to garden design that allows you to harvest not just compliments, but also ingredients for your culinary creations. Imagine the joy of plucking fresh herbs from your own backyard, or biting into a juicy apple plucked straight from the tree. Imagine stepping into your backyard not just to admire the view, but to gather ingredients for your next meal. Edible landscaping is not a new concept. In fact, it has deep historical roots. If we journey back in time, we'll find that our ancestors were well acquainted with the notion of combining the practical with the aesthetic. Ancient civilizations, such as the Romans and the Chinese, were masters of this art, using plants not only for their beauty, but also for their nourishing properties. These cultures embraced the dual nature of plants, cultivating them in gardens that were both visually appealing and bountiful. In the Middle Ages, the idea of edible landscaping was woven into the fabric of monastic life. Monks meticulously maintained herb gardens, where they grew plants for medicinal and culinary purposes. These gardens were not just functional, they were designed with a keen eye for aesthetics, creating a harmonious blend of utility and beauty. Fast forward to the Victorian era, and we see the rise of the ornamental kitchen garden. This was a time when the art of landscaping took a dramatic turn, with gardeners using a broad palette of edible plants to create intricate designs. Vegetable patches were no longer relegated to the backyards. Instead, they took center stage, becoming a testament to the gardener's skill and creativity. In the 20th century, the concept of edible landscaping began to be seen through the lens of sustainability. As urbanization spread, so did the idea of victory gardens, mini edible landscapes in urban settings that provided food during times of scarcity. This trend marked a shift towards self-sufficiency and resilience, values that are at the heart of modern edible landscaping. Today we see a resurgence of this ancient practice, but with a contemporary twist. With the increasing focus on sustainability and food security, more and more people are exploring the potential of their gardens. They're finding ways to integrate edible plants into their landscaping, creating spaces that are not just beautiful, but also productive. From the hanging gardens of Babylon to your backyard, the idea of a garden serving multiple purposes continues to inspire. It's a testament to the timeless appeal of edible landscaping, a concept that has nourished civilizations for centuries and continues to do so today. So, how do you begin creating your own edible landscape? Well, the first step is choosing the right plants for your climate. If you live in a temperate climate, apples, pears, and plums can be excellent choices. For those in warmer zones, citrus trees, avocados, and figs can thrive. It's not just about fruit trees though. Vegetables like leafy greens, root vegetables, and tomatoes can be grown in most climates. And let's not forget about herbs and edible flowers that add flavor and color to your garden and your plate. Next, think about your garden layout. Remember, an edible landscape is both functional and beautiful. You can plant fruit trees as a natural shade canopy or use berry bushes as a privacy hedge. Vegetables and herbs can be arranged in attractive patterns, and edible flowers can add pops of color. The key is to integrate, not segregate your food plants within your garden design. Now, let's talk about some essential gardening tips. Consider companion planting. This is when you plant different crops together that benefit each other. For instance, you might plant marigolds to deter pests from your tomatoes, or beans to fix nitrogen for your corn. It's all about creating a balanced ecosystem in your garden. Another tip is to incorporate perennials into your edible landscape. Unlike annuals, which you have to replant every year, perennials come back year after year. This can include fruit trees, berry bushes, and herbs like rosemary and thyme. They provide a constant structure to your garden and require less maintenance. And finally, don't forget about vertical gardening. If you're short on space, you can grow food plants up trellises, fences, or even walls. It's a great way to maximize your yield and add visual interest to your garden. With a little planning, you can transform your garden into a feast for the eyes and the palate. So why not start today? Your edible landscape awaits. An edible landscape is more than just fruits and vegetables. Indeed, the beauty of edible landscaping lies in its diversity. The range of food plants that can be integrated into your landscape is extensive, and it's not limited to the conventional choices you might find in a regular vegetable garden. Let's start with herbs. These culinary stars are not only useful for cooking but are also quite ornamental. Take rosemary, for instance. This aromatic herb with its needle-like leaves and blue flowers can be a striking feature in any landscape. Or consider the vibrant purple flowers of chives that add a pop of color to your garden while providing a subtle onion flavor to your dishes. Moving on to vegetables, did you know that many of them are as visually appealing as they are tasty? Rainbow chard with its brightly colored stems and veined leaves can be a stunning addition to your landscape. Similarly, eggplants with their glossy purple fruits and lush foliage can be quite a sight to behold. And then, we have fruits. Think beyond the typical apple and pear trees. Consider planting a fig tree. Not only does it bear delicious fruits, but its large lobed leaves also provide a tropical feel to your garden. Or how about a pomegranate tree? Its vibrant orange flowers and glossy green leaves can add a Mediterranean touch to your landscape. But why stop there? Why not venture into the world of edible flowers? Nasturtiums with their bright orange, yellow and red blooms can be a feast for the eyes and the palate. They add a peppery kick to salads and make beautiful garnishes. What about multi-purpose trees? Black walnut trees, for instance, provide shade, bear edible nuts, and their wood is highly valued for furniture making. As you can see, the choices for edible landscaping are as diverse as they are delicious. From herbs to vegetables, from fruits to flowers and multi-purpose trees, the possibilities are endless. With so many options, your garden can be as unique as your taste. So go ahead, experiment, and let your creativity shine through your edible landscape. After all, why settle for ordinary when you can have a garden that's both beautiful and bountiful? Edible landscapes are not just a theory, they exist, and they are thriving. Now let's hear from those who have turned this concept into reality. Meet Sarah, who transformed her suburban backyard into a lush oasis of leafy greens and vibrant fruits. She shares, "There's something incredibly satisfying about harvesting your own food. It's not just a garden, it's a lifestyle." And then there's John, a city dweller who converted his rooftop into a flourishing edible garden. John says, "It's amazing how much food you can grow in such a small space. And the cityscape view? That's just a bonus." We also have Emily, who designed an enchanting edible landscape around her country cottage, full of perennial herbs and fruit trees. Emily states, "My garden brings me joy, feeds my family, and enhances the beauty of our home." These gardeners are proof that with a little creativity, any garden can be an edible landscape. Creating an edible landscape is just the beginning. The real magic lies in maintaining it. Watering is crucial. Most fruit and vegetable plants need a steady supply of moisture. Too little, they wither; too much, they drown. The trick is to find the perfect balance. But remember, it's not just about the quantity of water, but also the timing. Watering in the cool hours of the morning helps prevent evaporation, ensuring your plants get all the hydration they need. Next up, fertilizing. Feeding your plants with organic compost or well-rotted manure can provide them with the essential nutrients they need to thrive. Remember to fertilize lightly in the beginning and increase as your plants grow. And of course there's pest management. A healthy garden attracts its share of pests. But don't worry, nature has its own pest control. Encouraging beneficial insects can help keep those pesky critters in check. With proper care, your edible landscape can provide beauty and bounty for years to come. Are you ready to create your own edible landscape? Imagine stepping outside your door and into a world where nature's bounty meets aesthetic beauty. Picture plucking sun-ripened tomatoes, crisp lettuce and fragrant herbs right from your garden. Not just for the joy of harvesting, but also for the sheer pleasure of seeing them grow. Edible landscaping is more than just a trend. It's a lifestyle that fosters sustainability, promotes food security, and brings a unique charm to your home. It's about creating a space that feeds both your body and your soul, a place that's as pleasing to the eye as it is to the palate. So why not embark on this rewarding journey? Start planning your edible landscape today. Remember, every great garden begins with a single seed. Plant that seed, nurture it, and watch as it transforms your outdoor space into a vibrant living pantry. Your garden is waiting. It's time to make it beautiful and bountiful.